Hey Quadbros, what's going on guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Glad to have you guys here. Had a fun one today. This video is going to be a Tunisia prediction video. I'm going to predict the first 20 levels of the British campaign for Tunisia because, Tunisia is right around the corner, or at least, we think it is. I have no official information, and I mean, even if I did, I couldn't actually tell you guys. So we just kind of think, generally speaking, it's right around the corner, and we're going to be getting some information or a glimpse on it soon. So I want to do this fun little video, just predicting each level of the first 20 levels of the campaign. Again, I have no basis for this. I have no actual information on this. This is just what I think it could be, and it was a fun little video to do. So let me know in the comments down below, guys, if you guys agree, if there's some things that you think are totally off base, and let me know also what vehicles do you guys want to see, what weapons are you guys really excited to see, from both sides. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. We're going to be starting out with 3 squads in the Tunisian campaign, or so I think. At least. I think we're going to be most similar to the Normandy campaign, so you're going to see a lot of similarities with how the Normandy campaign flows. Took a lot of inspiration, was looking a lot at that, but I also looked at the other campaigns with how these campaigns are going to flow. But nevertheless, the starting weapons I think we're going to see, guys, are going to be the basic rifle, the M1917 Enfield. This was a home guard weapon. It was not used very often. But then again, the Springfield wasn't really used that often, and a lot of the weapons that we're seeing is these basic starter weapons were not used very often. And so I think we're going to see just a really crappy kind of starter gun with the M1917 Enfield. And then for the standard infantry squad, guys, I think we're going to have the Lee Enfield Mark III. This was the weapon that was used at the beginning up through the early mid-ish of the war before the standard number 4 Lee Enfield took over. So we're going to see that as the starting infantry squad using the Lee Enfield Mark III. The assault squad that we're going to start with is going to, I believe, have the Lanchester. This is kind of weird because the Brits didn't use very many SMGs, to be honest. It was really just the Lanchester, the Sten, and the Thompson, and then the Commonwealth, the Australians, and things like that use some other weapons as well. But really, they didn't use that many SMGs, so the SMGs are kind of weird in this campaign. It's kind of strange to me to have the Lanchester as the starting SMG in this campaign, but then it's level like 29 in Normandy. But I think that's kind of a problem with Normandy, not necessarily a problem with this campaign. So there you go. I'm going to go with the Lanchester. This could be wrong, but there you go. And then the sniper squad, I think, is going to start off with a Lee Enfield number 3 with the scope. I think this could honestly be, I don't know if the M1917 even had a scope on it, but either way, I think this could be a lot of different weapons. I think we're going to see some sort of Lee Enfield with a scope. There you go. Pistols, guys, I think there's probably going to be around 3 pistols. The Brits didn't use a ton of different pistols, and pistols are also really weird in Enlisted. Like the Allies in Normandy have 1, and the Axis have like 4 or 5 or some garbage like that. So I'm just going to say the most common ones we're going to see: the Webley revolver. There you go, super iconic. The Browning high power. We already have the model for this in game through a Twitch drop event, so we're probably going to see that as well. And then I'm just going to say the M1911 because, I don't know, Lend-Lease, I suppose. I doubt they were getting a ton of M1911s, but it's not that weird. It's a pistol, so there you go. So let's get into the campaign. Let's start talking about each campaign level. I think more than likely the first thing that we're going to unlock, because we're not going to start with tanks or planes in this campaign, guys, at least in my opinion, is I think we're going to have the mighty Valentine as our starting light vehicle. We're going to start off with something, of course, really light. This is pretty standard across all the different campaigns, starting off with very light vehicles and then eventually going up higher and higher. Those of you that, obviously we're not in Enlisted right now, we're in War Thunder. Just wanted to give a quick view of this tank. It has decent penetration. It's got a 2-pounder on it. The Brits had really, really good armor-piercing ammo, but their downside is that they only had armor-piercing ammo. They did not have APHE, so think of this kind of similar to the Stuart with its solid shell. Not going to have a lot of post-pin damage, so if you do penetrate, it'll be easy to penetrate enemy tanks, but you'll have to know where to shoot to take them down very effectively. Again, those of you that have played War Thunder, you'll know kind of how that is. Here's an X-ray of the tank if you want to see it. 3-man crew. It's a neat little tank. I mean, it's not super heavily armored. It's a good tank. I think that the Brits will have pretty good tanks against the Germans through the campaign up until the very final, where inevitably they're going to get a Tiger, and then the Brits will have basically nothing that will be able to deal with the Tiger, and we'll get to that. So starting right now, level 2, guys, I think we're going to see the Valentine. Level 3, I think we're going to, of course, unlock the Engineer. This is very standard. All of the campaigns, you unlock the Engineer at level 3. and then you get a new rifle with it. I think this rifle is more than likely going to be the Ross rifle. It is already modeled in game. It is a Canadian rifle, so it is part of the Commonwealth Forces. It would make sense for the Brits to have these over there, whether they're being used by Canadians or the Brits. It doesn't really matter. But point is, it would be over there. It makes sense. We've already got it modeled in game, and the Brits need another rifle to go with their engineer squad. It's not going to be the Lee Enfield because I think that's going to come later. So here we go. Level 3 engineer squad, Ross rifle, Mark III. Back to War Thunder for our level 4 unlock. I think is going to be the fighter planes. Our first fighter unlock. I think it's going to be the Gladiator. Now this is a really weird one. I think the Brits had so many planes, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know. The Hurricanes, the Spitfires, even the heavy fighters and things like that. So I'm not really sure what they're going to do. They could, on one hand, just give us a Hurricane, and then you unlock like a Hurricane variant, and then a Spitfire, and then a Spitfire variant, and you're just unlocking variants of the same planes. Or they could go the way of giving us a Gladiator biplane at the beginning, and then going on to, say, like the Hurricane, and then the Spitfire, which is what I personally think will happen. I think that the campaign will be a little bit closer to Moscow. We've all joked in the past of, Tunisia is just going to be sandy Moscow. But it could be a little bit closer to something else, a little bit more late war stuff. It's kind of in between, taking place, I think 42, 43, right? So it's, we'll see what happens with it here, guys. There were Gladiators that were in North Africa. I don't know about specifically Tunisia, but regardless, I'm going to go with the Gladiator, but with a little asterisk next to it. Could be the Hurricane, could be a little bit different. At level 5, I think we're going to be getting the AUSTEN or some sort of SMG, maybe the Owen gun, but some sort of SMG, and I think the Australians make sense to get this because they had a couple different variants of SMGs and things like that. So we're going to be getting some sort of SMG, I think, at level 5. At the least, it's going to be some sort of unlock the way that we have in the other campaign. So I'm predicting the AUSTEN SMG, the Australian Sten, just because it was not a particularly amazing gun. It was outclassed, I believe, by the Owen gun. And so yeah, I'm going with the AUSTEN. We're going to see another SMG, and then inevitably we get the Sten later on. Moving on to rank 6, the first bomber squad. We're going to need bomber squads because I think tanks are going to be a pretty big deal in Tunisia. So we're going to be going with the Boys AT rifle bomber squad for the Brits. Not a very effective weapon, historically speaking, as far as I'm aware. It didn't have great penetration. Really just was used against light vehicles. But we'll see how it does in Enlisted. I can definitely say with certainty, not absolute certainty, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to see a bomber squad with the Boys AT rifle. And then we're going to see the bomber squad 2 with the PIAT. Or maybe, later on, unlocking the bazooka or something like that. So we'll see how it goes, but I think the first bomber squad we're going to get is definitely going to have an AT rifle in Tunisia for the British. So that's where I'm putting it. Rank 6, bomber, Boys AT rifle. Then at level 7, the radio operator, and just like other campaigns, getting the best rifle or the main rifle, I suppose, of the campaign. We are going to get the mighty Lee Enfield. One of my favorite guns of in Enlisted and of the Second World War. I mean, such a just amazing gun. It has great rate of fire. It is so accurate. I love its sights. This is the reason why I'm excited to play Tunisia, is for this damn gun. It is going to be amazing. I'm excited. The British never made a semi-automatic weapon, a semi-automatic rifle of the world of the Second World War. So we're not going to see any M1 Garands or things like that from the British. I don't know if they're going to do something janky and give them like M1 Garands and be like, oh, it's Lend-Lease or something like that. I really hope they don't. I hope they stay pretty accurate and historically accurate in regards to that, and we just see the Lee Enfield. I'm really excited for this, guys. I think it's going to be fun as hell. Yeah, radio operator squad, though, is the squad that will be attached to this. So level 7, that's typically how it works. So level 7 radio operator squad with the mighty Lee Enfield number 4 Mark 1. Then at level 8, I believe we're going to be unlocking the first bomber plane. I think, again, just like the Gladiator, this is pretty up in the air. I think there's so many options if we just take a quick look at the aviation tree. I mean, there's all of these things that it could possibly be. I don't really think it's going to be any Spitfire Hurricanes as close air support, just because they would be so powerful as, anti-air as well. But, we'll see. So we're going to go with the Bristol Blenheim. Mark IV, the first bomber plane here. I guess it could also be the Beaufort. It could be a lot of things. But we're going to go with the Blenheim here. Just because it, I don't know, this is kind of what I like it would be. Because it's got 250-pound bombs. It's got 4 250-pound bombs, which I think 250-pounders are actually kind of okay. They're pretty small bombs compared to, like, at least bigger bombs, like the 250 kgs, which are like 500-pound bombs. And hopefully we see some changes to planes. But, I mean, guys, it could also be the Beaufort or the Beaufighter. It could be this Beaufighter. It could be the Mosquito later on. Obviously not in the Mosquito early on. But, there's the flow of how these planes are going to come out and what we're going to get is pretty hard to say, I think. I think it could work in a lot of different ways. But I'm just going to go with the Blenheim. I'm going to go with the error on the side of caution that they're going to give us not quite as cool stuff. And they're going to space stuff out over the campaign and give us more more modern, quote-unquote modern at the time, planes and tanks and things like that as they space the campaign out. So there you go. 8. I got the Blenheim. There you go. Rank 9, we're going to get our first gunner squad. And of course, just like we did in the Normandy campaign, we're going to be getting the Bren gun. And then later on, unlocking, spoiler alert, in my opinion, the Vickers-K MGs that were very famous in Tunisia. So, and North Africa in general. So, I'm going with the Bren gun. I like the Bren gun. It's a good gun. The sights are a lot better now. They used to be really, really trash. And they have since fixed them. So there you go. The Bren gun, rank 9, gunner squad, first unlock. Very excited for this. What a fantastic weapon. Honestly, very, very accurate. If I'm not mistaken, one of the most accurate machine guns of World War II, I think, something like that. So very excited for that. Gunner squad, rank 9, Bren gun, everybody. Rank 10 in the campaign, I believe, is going to give us our next tank. Again, I'm following the kind of Normandy setup of tanks, and I think tanks are going to be kind of important in Tunisia. I think it's kind of known as a sort of tank battlefield, with Rommel running around and the mighty Tiger and everything. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to err on the side of they're going to do cool stuff and not lame stuff. So I'm going to say that we're going to see the Crusader 3 at 10. I'm going to hope we get the Crusader and not a Lend-Lease Sherman. I really just do not want to see another goddamn Sherman. I want to keep the Shermans to a different campaign, or if we do get Shermans, make them like later on or something like that. I want this to be the British campaign, right? It is North Africa. It's the Battle of Tunisia. I'd like to see the Brits doing British things, using British equipment. I don't want to see any Lend-Lease stuff for the most part, at least not with vehicles. So Crusader 3, guys, the mighty Crusader with a 6-pounder gun. This thing could, with the right ammo, or even with its base ammo very, very close, would actually be able to frontally pin a Tiger, I believe. And with its better ammo, would definitely be able to. So this could be a good option, although it is very, very lightly armored with just, 31 in its turret and 20 millimeters thick armor. In the front plate here, and this is like not really that angled. It's like 30-degree angle, so it's not that thick of armor. So it's probably going to be able to get pinned. It's going to be a glass cannon to an extent. So, be on the lookout for this thing. I really, really hope that we get this thing and not a Lend-Lease Sherman. That would be very, very lame. So, fingers crossed, guys. Rank 11, I think we're going to get our first mortar squad. I'm going to go with, I guess, just the 2-inch mortar. I don't really know what mortars the Brits were really using at the time. Again, guys, I'm not really a historian. I just from my light Googling and things like that, I saw that they were using the 2-inch mortar. So I figured that starting off with the 2-inch mortar like the Americans did, and then maybe getting bigger ones as time goes on through the campaign, makes the most sense to me. So I'm going to go with just a little simple 2-inch mortar. There you go. I like it. Mortar squad. I don't like mortar squads. Mortar squads suck and are lame. So there you go. You get the mortar squad. What a boring unlock. Rank 12, we're going to get our next fighter. Excuse me on the camera work there. Just for you War Thunder buffs out there, you may notice a couple really screwed up things. First off, I have a talisman on this goddamn thing. And then, of course, the great little decals on this. I used to play War Thunder when I was like 12 or 13 or something like that. I'm talking back when War Thunder just came out and it was only planes and it was only like the Brits and the Germans or something like that. So I used to play this game forever ago, and this is a remnant of that. So there you go. This is a plane that I have not flown in 10 years, over a decade. So that's very cool. Little flashback there. But anyway, guys, yeah, I think we're gonna see the Hurricane. I don't really know which variant of the Hurricane we would see I have no idea really the difference between these. I don't know if they're going to give us this one with these rockets on it, or if they'll just do a fighter variant that is purely just with the 7.7 MGs, or maybe even a Typhoon or something like that. But I think it's going to be a Hurricane, maybe even the 40 mil Hurricane, maybe with some rockets on it or some bombs. I'm not really sure, but I think that we are going to see a Hurricane as our second unlock for fighter planes. And then eventually we'll see the Spitfire. Spitfire will not be in this video. I think that's going to be level 20 plus. We're only going to be going through 20 on this, but I think we'll see the Spitfire later on in the campaign. There you go, guys. The Hurricane, rank 12 or level 12 or whatever, I think. Boom, fighter twos. At level 13, our first Flamethrower squad. This is a weird one. I didn't really know where to place this because I don't really feel like Flamethrowers are going to be very effective in Tunisia. But I don't know, maybe they were. Guys, I'm not a historian. Go check out Enlisted. He's a historian. But I'm going to go with the Flamethrower. You got to have the Flamethrower. And the Brits had this really, really weird one. I think it was like, it's the Flamethrower Mark II, number 2 or something like that. Or number 2, Mark II. It's called the Lifebuoy or something like that. Nickname that because it's like this giant. It looks like you got like a life jacket or a life ring on your back. It looks absolutely hilarious. I hope we get to see this thing, but I'm going with the Flamethrower. It's going to be the standard, same damage and things like that of the other Flamethrower Mark 1s that we're seeing in the other campaigns. So Flamethrower squad, there you go. Easy one here. Level 14 in the campaign. Sniper 2s unlocked. Or potentially it could also just be, you unlock the gun. I'm not really sure if they're going to do, Sniper 2s and then Sniper 3s, or just, just Sniper 2s and then give them something else later on. I'm not sure what they'll do with that. Maybe they'll give us a boys AT rifle with the sniper scope on it. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Anyway, guys, we're going to be unlocking a new sniper here. I'm just going to go with the tried and true Lee Enfield with the sniper scope. Makes sense. The Lee Enfield number 4 rifle, the one that you just unlocked at level 7, double that. Now you get it as a sniper. You get a new sniper rifle. It's not going to be a huge upgrade, but hey, it's an upgrade. It's a different gun. Would be nice. There you go. All you sniper fanboys out there. Then at rank 15, we have our next tank for the British, the mighty Matilda. 75 millimeters of armor on the front here, even more on the turret because of the angling, at least at some places. Very nice tank. A downgrade in its gun. It's just got a 2-pounder cannon on it, but it still's got decently respectable penetration. I think it could deal with most German tanks that are thrown at it. Again, I haven't made my German tank video yet, so I can't just be like, oh yeah, this is the tank I think it's gonna be. But it's probably gonna be like Panzer 3s, maybe some early Panzer 4s, things like that. So overall, guys, I think this is going to be able to take them on and do fairly well. So yeah, the mighty Matilda, rank 15, is what I'm calling. Infantry 2 squad at rank 16. Standard stuff here, guys. You always unlock with your Infantry 2 squad a grenade launcher. Brits use the grenade launchers on the Lee Enfield rifles. The Mark 1 specifically, I believe. It was not on the number 4s. It was on the number 3 Mark 1. God, their naming conventions are weird. Whatever. The starting infantry squad that I mentioned earlier, guys, that rifle is going to have it. And I believe that this is pretty cut and dry. The exact level might be different, but throughout all the campaigns, when you unlocked Trooper 2s and your Infantry Squad 2s, you always get a Rifle Grenade Squad with it. This is the same across every single campaign, so I think it's going to be the exact same in this campaign. So, Grenade Launcher on the SMLE World War I variant, whatever, the number 3 Mark 1, whatever. At rank 17, we're going to unlock our next gunner weapon, at least I think so. I'm going to go with the Vickers-Berthier, I think is how you would pronounce that. It's a French design of the Vickers, I believe, something like that. It was used by the British Indian Army, which did fight in Tunisia, as far as I'm aware. And so hopefully we get to see some nice Commonwealth representation in regards to that. And we'll see a nice, kind of stepping stone to the final Vickers K that I think will be kind of the later unlocks. overall, I'm kind of excited. I like the Vickers. I think the Vickers is a pretty cool gun, and seeing this kind of like variant of the Vickers would be nice. I hope that has actual substantial changes. If, you know, assuming we do see this, I hope it has substantial changes from the Vickers K and isn't just like, oh yeah, it's a Vickers that shoots like 20 bullets slower or something like that. I'd like to see some actual substantial differences between the variants. I think we kind of lack that in a lot of guns currently in Enlisted. So, yeah, rank 17, new gunner weapon, the Vickers-Berthier. On to rank 18, we have our attacker plane 2. I'm going to go with the Beaufighter, I guess. Again, guys, I mean, look how many planes there are. I mean, it could be a Mosquito. It could be, I don't know. The things could be later. The Mosquitoes could be later. I'm going to go with this Beaufighter. It's got rockets on it. I think it's going to be a little bit different. I went with the Beaufighter Mark 10 just because it's got an extra machine gun on it. Extra big set of machine guns, actually, 6 of them. But these things I think are more like heavy fighters than actual attack planes. It's very similar to the BF-110 in that regard. So giving it some rockets I think makes sense. Just, you know, in the realm of, you know, the Germans are probably gonna have 110s, so give them this thing as like as an alternate heavy fighter. So that's what I'm going with. That's why I'm picking this one, and I think we're gonna see stuff like Mosquitoes later on in the campaign tree, kind of similar to like P-47Ds and things like that. It's gonna be the equivalent of that. So there you go, guys. I'm going with the Beaufighter for rank 18, I think is what I said. 18 for the attacker plane. There you go. Finally, guys, rank 19. I guess not finally. We got one more after this, but rank 19, of course, the PIAT. You're going to need something bigger to take on those bigger German tanks because the boys AT rifle is just not going to cut it. So we're going with the PIAT projectile launcher. This thing, honestly, in reality, was pretty garbage. Very, very dangerous to use and very, just not that effective. I mean, the bazooka wasn't exactly that effective either, but I think we're going to see the PIAT unlocked, and then later on we're going to get Bomber 2s with bazookas, is what my guess would be, or maybe we just get the PIAT and we call it a day. Either way, you know, whatever they decide to do. I know the Brits didn't historically use bazookas, but I don't know if they'll decide that the bazooka is warranted and needs to exist for balance reasons in the same way that the Jumbo apparently needs to exist for balance reasons. Yeah, okay, man. Either way, guys, PIAT rank 19 is what I'm going to say. We'll see how accurate it is. I'm sure it is perfectly accurate, and I am omniscient. Finally, at rank 20, or maybe later, it might end up being much later in the campaign because of just the way the campaigns are going to flesh out, you know, 40 levels. But I'm just doing 20 levels for this video, guys. So here you go. I'm thinking at level 20, we're going to be getting the Churchill 3, and I may be off base on that, but boy, oh boy, will I wish that we get this thing. This thing is a fantastic tank, heavily armored, super hard to deal with. A Tiger, of course, this is what is going to go against the Tiger, and it's not exactly a fair fight. A Tiger will turn this thing to paste, but the Churchill can actually pin a Tiger. Those of you that might know a little bit about you know, the Tunisian campaign and you know, the history buffs out there might know that the first Tiger was actually knocked out by a Churchill, famously Tiger 131. One of the only working Tigers in the world was knocked out by a Churchill. The 6-pounder does have 116 armor penetration. So I mean, it can deal with a Tiger if the Tiger is, you know, flat on facing the Churchill, no angling or anything like that. So it's not a fair fight, but this thing is going to be a lot more effective against infantry. I feel it's going to reload a lot faster. It was, after all, an infantry support tank, very heavily armored, very hard to deal with for infantry. So I'm excited to see this thing, and this is one of my favorite tanks. So let's hope we get it fairly early in the campaign, and we don't have to wait till, you know, rank 40 or something like that. And that's it, guys. That's all 20 levels of the British campaign that I think that we'll see, at least, you know, of course, the first 20 levels. And yeah, guys, I think a lot of this is probably going to be pretty off base, but I had a lot of fun doing this. I'll have an Axis video out for the same thing. Again, either end of this week or beginning of next week. So keep an eye out for that one. And guys, let me know, what do you guys think the Axis are going to have? What do you guys think the Brits are going to have? Do you guys think I'm, you know, completely off base here? Let me know your guys' opinions. Thank you guys for watching. As always, remember, like, comment, and subscribe. It does help me out. I do appreciate it. Come chat with me over at twitch.tv/HeyQuadro. Love to have you guys over there. And finally, you can join our community Discord The link for that is down in the description below. And again, guys, thank you for watching. Take it easy, and I'll see you guys next time.